All right. I don't know how, it takes too long, I don't want to do it, it costs too much, it's too hard. Joe Schmo cooking show. We're gonna make Arnica rub for bruises, muscle aches, whatever else. You just get some Arnica flowers. You can buy these online in bulk, and throw them in the mason jar. It's very difficult. You got to practice. I did not ask for criticism while I was filming.
I didn't say anything.
As a bonus, we're going to try making some capsaicin cream and some peppermint. We're going to put a little bit of coconut oil in there, let that absorb, and then add that to the Arnica powder, because this helps your capillaries open up, gives a warm sensation, and allows things to relax a little bit more. So we're going to try throwing, if we have oil left over, we're going to try throwing 3 peppers in there, let that absorb through the oil, and then add that to the Arnica. Once we get we don't want it too hot where it's an irritant, but we want it warm enough where it has an effect. So this is just standard issue coconut oil from Walmart. Put it on a heater vent so it goes liquid. Yes, I know it's in plastic, it's not organic, it's not all the special stuff, but it works good enough. And the bonus of doing this is the mess you make seals the countertop up. So we're going to pour that in, and since I want to make sure I have enough for each, I'm going to split it up as I go a little bit. If you don't have a heater vent, throw it out in the sun for a while like you're making old style iced tea. So actually, probably don't have enough for the spearmint, so we'll just do a little bit for the peppers. So the other nice thing is, right, so I don't have as much as I thought I did. I can just go get another jar. We're gonna set these in here with a lid on loosely so it can breathe. We're gonna set them in the crock pot, and we're gonna put this on low for 3 days and just let it simmer all these flowers down in through the coconut oil. Since I didn't have as much as I thought I did, I'm just going to get another jug, put it on the heater vent, let it get liquid, and then just cap these off and let it sit there through and soak all these flowers up, and then we're going to pour that through a filter and sift it off, which you'll see in a minute. Alright, so 3 days later. Before I forget, if you have this in the crock pot and you don't want to leave it on overnight, you can shut it off. It'll stay hot enough to keep everything liquid and keep absorbing everything from the flowers. And then when you can supervise it, you can turn it back on. You can just oscillate that for a few days. Or if it's wintertime and your heat's on, you can put that near your heat. Put it right on the heat vent and just leave it. You know, the longer the better. There's no you don't like have to get it off at a certain time or ruin it. So now we just got to strain it out. And another note is, once you strain straining out, you put it in containers. Try to put in something shallow with a wide mouth like this mason jar, so that you can get your hand in there to get to it. If you put it back in something like this, once it solidifies, you're never going to get it back out. So, pan, because we're going to put this back on the stove, a strainer, and then some cheesecloth, right from your regular grocery store. So, this is stuff you might not possibly normally have, but this stuff is awesome. It's worth a little bit of investment, and then you'll always have the stuff to use. And the amount that we're making right here, from 2 containers of coconut oil, is more than you're going to use up in a year, I hope. So those 2 coconut, the one I showed you in the video, we emptied out, and then I went and bought another one, same exact size. That filled these 3 jars, and then we had a little bit more we put in there. So if you can melt coconut oil, you can make this. And we are at maximum capacity of that pan. So the more you can squeeze this out, the more you're going to get back out of there too. Oh no, I put it too far away to reach. Grab another one. So you can squeeze on this all you want and keep getting more and more out of it, but you're going to get diminishing returns. And if you're making Arnica rub for your hands or forearms, this is counterproductive. So we're done with that. Set it in here to not make a mess. Honestly, probably didn't need this if we had the with the cheesecloth. So, all right, now we add some beeswax to it so that it is a bit thicker when it's at room temperature. So this is food grade beeswax that we actually got at a craft store, but it's food grade. I'm sure if you hunt around, you can find a source for it, or if you can find local honey, you can get some beeswax from them too. We're going to chunk it up so that it melts faster. A good rule of thumb to think about is don't put anything on your skin that you wouldn't eat. Everything that's on your goes on your skin is in your bloodstream within a few minutes. So if you wouldn't eat your soap because you don't want it in your system because it would make you sick, don't put it on your skin. So since you're putting this rub right on, it's going to end up in your bloodstream. It's part of how it fights the inflammation. So just think about that with other stuff you use too. Shampoo, toothpaste, hand soap, it all ends up in your bloodstream in a couple of minutes. Okay, so we're going to put that back on the stove and simmer it so the beeswax will all mix in. And then we're going to pour it out back into jars like this and use it as needed.
Vitamin E.
Gotta put vitamin E in though. So a teaspoon per mason jar. So that ends up being about a tablespoon. So, and the reason for the vitamin E is?
Preservative.
Okay.
Makes it last longer, up to a year.
And then of course too, like if we're making a really big batch, we're just making regular Arnica. But like I had said earlier in the previous video, you can put your essential oils. We're gonna divvy this up and put hot pepper in some for the capsaicin effect. The essential oils, you could add different stuff to this, even if it's just for scent if you want. But this is pretty scentless the way it is, so you might want that as well. Down on low, we'll just get all that beeswax to melt and mix it in.